Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna go over 7 myths or lies that you've heard about therapy. The reason I wanted to go over these is because I feel that it is important to clarify what is a myth or a lie, what just isn't correct per se about therapy in general. And this is just me talking to you, open discussion based on my experience and others that have passed their information down to me with their experiences. And I hope that this helps in any way if you are on the fence. Number 1 is that therapy is only for crazy people. No, this is not true. Therapy is for anyone. Honestly, it could be from something small, whether or not you just feel like there's room for self-improvement with your well-being or your mental wellness per se. Honestly, anybody can benefit from going to therapy. This is my opinion, of course, and I think you could be feeling stressed, or you could go because you had a traumatic experience. There's so many reasons. It is vast that no one should ever tell you you can't go to therapy because you don't need it. I honestly think that just because you're going to therapy doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. You are there for help, guidance, advice, improve yourself in any way, no matter how minuscule or large. I find therapy can be like going to see your primary care physician. And again, this is only my opinion, but just want to clarify that just because you're going to see a therapist, or just because someone you know is seeing a therapist, doesn't mean they're all wackadoodle. Okay, number 2 is apparently there are some of you out there that think that just verbalizing or talking to somebody about your problems will not make it better. And this is so wrong. Maybe in some cases, if you have tried this and it just doesn't help, maybe. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of to where this wouldn't really be justified. And that's only because, like, you just took the first step in verbalizing. Of course, there's got to be more, to feeling better. But I think verbalizing, if you haven't tried it, try it. Just saying it out loud or like writing it down does something. So saying that talking to someone won't do anything is wrong. Wrong. This very mindset of saying to yourself it won't do anything, telling someone won't help, is what is blocking you from getting better. Okay, and number 3 is that all therapy is the same. Again, that is, I don't know how this gets started or why people say this. It's all different in so many levels. There you can consider the different classifications of therapy. There's cognitive behavioral therapy. Did I get that right? Let me check. There is psychological testing and evaluation. There is therapeutic intervention. There is even hypnotherapy. There's a long list of different types of therapy. So to say that therapy in general is all the same is wrong. Also, you need to consider that each therapist, each clinician, and I hope I pronounced that right, clinician, you have to consider also that each clinician or therapist is different. That's depending on whether or not you're going to see a male or a female for your preference, or their experiences, how long they've been doing this, what they specialize in. So you need to consider that each therapist can be different, and I want to say that they will be different from my experience. I find that they have different approaches and a different vibe, different feel when you walk into their office and when you sit down and have that polite, short introduction. You could kind of get this feel like, okay, is this gonna work or am I comfortable? One last thing about number 3 is that even each session is different or can be different. You will go over different things and there are different steps perhaps. One session you can just go over your history. That could include like family history or even just your childhood maybe. One session could be just about your day or your week. One session will be focused maybe on an event, or maybe just focus on your goal for the next sessions that you're gonna have. Yes, well, that's very important to go over with your introduction, is your end goal that you have when you see a therapist. Okay, so we covered why all therapy is not the same. You have different classifications of therapy. Each therapist is different and each session is different. So don't know where it comes from. I'm glad I got that out there and I'm glad you know now. So number 4, and I was actually really surprised that I read this and I wanted to bring this up because I am shocked that some people believe this, that therapists will blame you and shame you. Holy crap, no. Therapists are especially trained to be like tactful and compassionate, proactive in helping you. You should always feel safe, comfortable being able to say anything that's so important, and you are not going to get blamed ever or shamed. It baffles me. No. And if you do feel this way while you're talking to a therapist, you should probably bring it up and or find a new therapist. Therapists will not blame or shame you. They are there to understand and have compassion and to help you. And you're not going to help anybody by making them feel bad about themselves. Okay, so number 5, and I also found this a little silly. Therapy is passive or all heart shapes and rainbows. New. You're not going to go into therapy and be forced to hug or just be uncomfortable. You're not going to be showered with, let's think positive. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not going to go into this room with unrealistic energy thrown at you to be in denial, overlook some of the dark spots. Also, the passive part. That's also a big negative. Unless you are specifically looking for that, then okay. Now your therapist is actively talking with you and working things out, strategically planning out ways or techniques, the next sessions. It's not just you sitting there and talking while the therapist just goes and doodles on her clipboard. Number 6 is I will be just prescribed medication, just going to a therapist. No, that is not the case. You can always say it right up front, I don't want to take medication, or that needs to be a last case scenario, and completely understand why you would think this, but do not feel like you will be just prescribe medication as soon as you walk in or at all. If you're gonna see a therapist, that is not what it's all about, and you should never feel like you are forced to take medication. It needs to be something that you are comfortable with. Openly speak your mind about it with your therapist. Okay, so we're already on number 7. We're on the last one. Medication is just as good as therapy? No. Medication is not the answer, or not the only answer. It is not a substitute for therapy. It will not erase or fix anything that's going on inside here. I think that medication, if prescribed, is there to help you with symptoms, and they probably will have side effects in my experience, and sometimes these side effects are not worth it, or you'll just be prescribed something else to correct the side effect. I'm speaking from experience. This is one of the main reasons why I no longer take medication, because they, for one, did not fix my problem. They, too, gave me side effects that required more medication. And 3, from my experience and from others, I did not feel like myself while on medication. Sometimes I felt like an empty shell, or my emotions were just crazy. I'm not saying medication is bad in any way. I'm just putting it out there that it is not the answer. It is not the answer. In my opinion, medication along with therapy is beneficial, but don't just think that if you're gonna take a pill that everything is fixed. That's not always the case. So I am not a psychiatrist. I am just saying that I know there are cases where there's a chemical imbalance, or if you're just going into therapy to resolve an issue, traumatic experience, this may not be the answer for you. There are some cases where medication helps a lot, and I still believe that that should also be paired with active therapy, where you're talking to your therapist and figuring things out. So medication is not a substitute for therapy. And I think that's it. I think we're done. Right? That was number 7. We're done. 7. That was 7. I know there are lots more floating out there, but I felt like these were my top concerns that may stop somebody from seeing a therapist or just seeking any type of help. Wanted to add one more thing before I leave, and this is only because I find it very important for you to know. It goes along with everything that I've said to you in this video. If you are on the fence or have tried therapy once and it somehow didn't work out for you for any reason, I think you should reevaluate maybe why you went, why you think it didn't work out, because it's important to find the right therapist for you. It makes the world of difference to find the right person that just clicks with you, makes you feel safe and comfortable to speak. And I hope this helps. It may sound daunting or tedious to go through a couple therapists, maybe more, and believe me, I have been through it so many times. Because I've moved around the country, I've had to go through, I lost count how many therapists till I found the right one, but I cannot express how amazing it is once you do find the right person. And you're gonna save time, you're gonna save money, you're gonna save headaches and frustration. It's gonna be amazing, I promise. And you will reach your goal of mental wellness a whole lot faster. If you are actively seeing a therapist, I want to congratulate you because you are so brave to be one of the few people of many out there that need to say, yeah, I need help. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something good from it. Let me know in the comments if you want me to add a video discussing more about just finding the right therapist or starting off. I'd love to help. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Click on that red subscribe button below to get updates on my new videos. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.